In this video, I'm going to walk you through the complete social growth recipe for artists. I call it the 555-1212 method from start to finish. And it takes about 20 to 30 minutes per session, but I wanted to walk you through the entire process. And if you have any questions or comments along the way, be sure to drop a comment and I'll get right back to you. And if you dig content like this, please subscribe and I'll make some more. Oh, and stay tuned. In this video, you're going to see an example of one of the worst mistakes that an independent comic artist can make, because I made it myself. This method is how you start to fix that. Let's dive right into this. I'm going to use my old Secret Forces account here. This is an old comic that I haven't touched in a while. Maybe try to use it to use this method to kind of resurrect that. Either way, you'll be able to watch my whole process here. And we've taken a snapshot of today, where the account stands, the number of followers. That's September 4th, 2023 that I'm recording this session. I haven't done this in a minute, so I'm going to walk through live and you're going to see exactly what we're doing, and I'm going to go step by step. The first thing we need to do, set a timer for 20 minutes. Okay, because we want to stay in the session for 20 minutes without leaving the session. So if we go a little bit over, that's fine. Two, go back into the app here. You'll be able to watch me go through this process together. So we'll check back in on that later, but this just shows you that you can resurrect an old account, and that's what I'm going to do with this. I didn't want to do the art account. I wanted to do comics so that I can show you that I'm using different types of tags here and that it actually works. So we've set the timer. We don't want to leave the session. This is the 555-1212. So I have 5 strategic hashtags that I've used for this comic specifically. Here they are: science fiction, G.I. Joe, Stranger Things, Ancient Aliens, and comic books. And there's a reason that I've picked those tags, because they have a lot of content in them. So I'm going to start, if this was my session, we're going to click following. Now I've already pre-selected to follow these hashtags. And inside here you could click hashtags. Hashtags again. So you can see that I'm following these hashtags. I'm following a bunch of others. In this case, it's a science fiction comic book. So there's a lot of stuff about aliens and conspiracy theories and stuff like that. But let's just start with science fiction. So we go into the science fiction. It has 3 million posts. I'm going to hit this filter button to the top right here and go filter top recent posts. Sometimes it'll show you the actual recent post, but now it's been filtering on Instagram specifically. If I was on TikTok or something like that, you can do the same thing. So it's a little harder, but that's why you have the minutes in the session. So I'm going to click this, and this was a good one. This was 17 minutes ago. So I'm just going to go ahead and like it. So I'm engaging with the post. What is this? This guy's obviously selling. I'm going to take a look at the account. I'm not going to follow it yet. We don't want to do that just yet. I want to see what this is. One quest to identify the most important. Okay, cool. Nuclear Holocaust. I'm actually going to read the post, right? This is why this is going to take a little bit of time. Sounds like an interesting story. But that was 19 minutes ago. That's a really good one. I'm going to click that. I should be able to scroll past 3 hours ago. So again, the most recent posts of the day are the ones you should do. So I've done one. I'm going to try to hit 5 of them. That's what the idea is. 5 hashtags. I'm going to comment on the first 5, or 5 posts in every tag. So we're at 2 right now. Got to keep track. The ET extraterrestrial site set. So I'm going to go ahead and comment here. I'm going to like that. I'm just going to go ahead and put that heart in there. Love that movie. And I'm going to be clever here, if only people knew how true it was. Because remember, my comic is about science fiction and blurring the line between reality and science fiction. So we're going to scroll here. Sci-fi play, 53 minutes ago. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. Palette cleanser. This is great. Okay, I like that post. I'm going to comment. This sounds like a good read. Do you have any other suggestions? Okay. Comment there. That's what? 2? 3? It goes down here. 2 days ago, that's too long ago. 3 days ago, it's too long ago. 44 minutes ago, Philip K. Dick. Well, this is easy for me to comment on. Love Philip K. Dick. Big inspiration to all sci-fi creators. Right? Because I'm let's not worry about the specifics here. I'm just engaging with this post. I'm liking it. That was 4. 7 hours ago is a spaceship on the way to the final Star Citizen. This looks like that one video game that they're playing now, maybe. Interestingly enough, though, that's a cool ship. I'm going to like it. I think this is 5, right? You kind of lose track. It's okay to do more than 5, by the way. Cool ship. Can't wait until we all have one. And I think that was 4. I stopped counting, so I'm going to go ahead and say The Gods Themselves, a novel by Isaac Asimov. That looks like a bookshop. I'm going to skip that. 3 days ago, 5 hours ago. Hi, my name is Kat. I love to read fantasy and science fiction. My favorite series is Now It's Your Turn. Meet some of my new friends in the comments. Okay, great. So this is a great one to do. I'm going to like that post. I'm going to go into the comments and check out what's going on in here. There's a lot of engagement happening here. I'm just going to say hi. I'm DJ. I love science fiction, comics, and fantasy of all kinds. And I might just go ahead and say, I'm inviting these people. I invite you to check out my comic. Now, I'm not going to follow her yet, right? But I'm going to remember this one. This was The Cat Reads. I'm going to take a little post-it note here and go The Cat Reads for the following steps you'll see. Okay. I like that one. And I think we're done with science fiction now. So let's get out of that. What's next? G.I. Joe. Because my comic is about Adventure Team. I think that I grew up as a person that liked G.I. Joe. I think that other people that like G.I. Joe will like this comic. So that's why I picked G.I. Joe. I'm going to filter to most recent posts. 2 days ago, 4 days ago, August 24th, 13 hours ago. Okay. Again, I'm going to write down Codename Steve. Remember the time in G.I. Joe, a real American hero, during the Cobra Civil War, the Zartan figures out to kill. Yes, I do remember that. So I'm a G.I. Joe fan, so I'm going to say loved that issue. And you can see, like, that's the idea of a lot of comic artists will make the mistake of only interacting with other comic artists. You want actual readers of different genres, right? So we can also see here, there's some other comments from other people. They're going to see my posts. And what this is doing, as I explained in the longer video, they might see like Secret Forces comic. What is that? They're going to click my profile. They're going to come to my page. They're going to look through it. They're going to like it, all that stuff, right? So we've done what? 1 in G.I. Joe. Let's go to number 2 posts. Engage with 3 days ago. There's a lot of fantasy stuff. If it's within the day, like, love that Jeep. Love that Jeep. Great shots here. All right, getting out of that. I love that logo. It was, even though it was more today, so I've done 2. This is 3. Love that Dreadnought logo because it is pretty funny. If you know the Dreadnoughts, looks like you put them in a. We're still in G.I. Joe. I think I've done 3. You got to keep track. It's really easy to get off track and into some other, realm here. So I'm about 10 minutes into this. So no, 22 hours ago, 17 hours ago. Oop, love that badge. Love the custom work here. That's a deadly squad. I don't know if it's a squad. Is it a squad? That's a deadly group. So we've done 4. Let's do one more. 5. 3 days ago, 18 hours ago. I'd like to find one from 3 hours. Steel Brigade. Okay, so what's going on with Steel Brigade? Here's some good photos of G.I. Joes, I guess, I'm just going to go ahead and engage with it and say, Don't want to keep repeating the same thing. Really cool profile. And I am going to remember him for the next parts. Steel Brigade. Piece of paper here. Okay, so we're done with G.I. Joe. Let's go to Stranger Things. And again, reason I might want to do Stranger Things is because it's sort of a science fiction comic with some weird stuff, monsters, and I think people that like Stranger Things will like Stranger Things. We're going to go there. We're going to go tags. I'm already following it. There's plenty of posts in here. A lot of them are going to be people that are like digging on the actresses and stuff like that. We don't care about that really. It's just that they like that show. 16 hours ago. They're in a band. I'm going to comment. How do they sound? How do they sound live? They sound... I notice I'm looking down a lot. Sorry, guys. How do they sound live? All right, that's one. Let's go back. That's 2 days ago, 9 hours ago. I don't want to comment on photos. This was a good scene, though. What a great show. Can't wait for the next batch. I am excited for that. And what great character design. So there's 2, there's 3. Such great character design. Such great character design in this show. Right, did I like the comment? Did I like the post too? Okay, great. And we need to do 2 more. Stranger Things 1983. Oh, that's cool. I saw this post earlier. Wow. How cool to meet them. Some sort of AI looking art, I guess. I'm not going to post on that. We have 1 more to do here, and then we're going to get out. Oh, you know I'm going to say Eddie's going to return. You know they're bringing Eddie back. They gotta. So yeah, I mean, I know the show. I'm not just like doing this. So that's kind of a nice shot too. I'm just going to go ahead and add an extra one in here. Nice to see the everyday off screen. Whatever. That's not a great one, but all right, we're going to call Stranger Things done. What's next? Ancient Aliens. So again, you know, a little bit of conspiracy theory. Ancient Aliens. Where are we at here? We're about 16 minutes into this video. The timer will go off, but that's okay because I'm going to finish this session. No problem. Ancient Aliens. We want the hashtag tag Ancient Aliens. Filter recent posts. 4 days ago, that's too long ago. 3 days ago, no. 10 hours ago. Have you ever seen them making them? Quite a sight. And since I'm a fictional kind of brand, you know, I can interact in a fictional type way. So if I see a lot of UFO posts, I'll do it in the next one. Ancient Aliens is next. So Ancient Aliens, I usually do a UFO one too, but I switch it to comic books. Here we go, August 24th. 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I want something that's like now, right? 1 hour ago. UFO Street Journal. Let's do it. That's a heck of a ship. Wish we had one. Wish we had one like it. Oh, wait, we do. Because in the comic, they're flying around on like a cool spaceship, right? So... Hall of Secrets 4 days ago. I saw this guy though with his photos. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's a cool. This is, even though this was 3 days ago, I'm gonna see if it has a lot of comments. This is fake. It does, because you got to remember, like, people will see the name of the brand inside the comments too. So it's okay to do that. I like this cave painting. I'm gonna say, like, people think it's fake, but it's real. High five. Like, wait, how do you know it's real, right? I found a secret Mason cave. You know, I'm going to comment on this stuff anyways. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. whenever there's like white orbs showing up too in the comic, they fly around on these little invisible ships. So I usually say something like, "Don't worry, it was just us." "Oh no, comments have been limited." What's going on there? Ooh, these are spooky looking. All right, that's too long. Real or fake? Totally real. Totally real. But it's us. So I got carried away here. I forgot where I was in this thing. And the alarm's going to go off any minute for the 20 minutes in a couple minutes. But that's okay. We want to stay in at least 20 minutes into this session. So as you can see, like I'm getting like, oh, cool. I can look through this topic quite a bit because I'm feeding myself with ideas. Oh, the ancient Nephilims, right? This is an old post, but it's relevant to my comic. So giants are real. We know for sure. Of course, playing with fire here with conspiracy theories, because some people will think that the comic is actually real and that we know things. So, but hey, we'll take it how we can get it. Like that. Just say like, very interesting layout. Right. Okay, we're done with that. We're going to go to the next topic, which was comic books. Because I do want people that read comic books, they already know how to read comic books. They're fans of comics, right? So I'll filter that to the most recent posts. Hopefully we'll get some good ones here. 21 minutes ago. Perfect. This is probably a comic book store that's selling, but that was a great cover. So I'm going to just go ahead and comment on it. What a great cover. I actually have that. Not that anyone cares, but there you go. That's one. 2 days ago. So you could take almost 20 minutes to get through this part, especially if you're into the fandoms and stuff like that. Loved the suit designs. Designs there. Move on. What's this? Today's sketch. I don't want to interact with other artists. That's one thing that I don't want to do. If it's a Marvel fanatic, okay, cool. Alpha Flight. Really great composition in these pages. Really great panel composition. So we're almost at our session time just from doing the tags. So that was 2. Oh boy. Love Todd McFarlane stuff. This was 3 days ago, but I'm still going to comment on it. Todd is the boss. You may disagree, but let's try and find one. You might also find a tag that's like not the right tag. So I don't know if I would do this one again just because it's a lot of comic book stores. I'm looking for fans, comics and cereal. This might actually be somebody that's real. So I'll just go to their account because if you can't find the most recent post, you can find their most recent post, right? And it was 3 hours ago. Do you see how I did that? Instagram's not going to show me their most recent post, but I can just click their profile. I've sent that signal to the algorithm. I'm interested in comics and cereal. He's reviewing comics, which is pretty cool because he probably likes to read comics. There's a good chance that he might check out my comic. What a great cover. That coloring is everything, right? And I'm going to probably follow comics and cereal. I'm going to write that down because we're going to do that in the next part. I think we have one more to go for comics. Midtown Comics. Oh boy, that's a great comic book shop. Don't want to follow other artists. That's not my intention. Cosplayers. So another cool thing about this might lead me down another path of a tag that I might follow is cosplay, because a lot of cosplayers liked my comic at shows. They would actually, more cosplayers would pick up my my independent comic at shows. He posted this 5 hours ago. What a great, wow. Oh, that's a great costume job. And if you're doing a comic book and you get like cosplayers as fans of your comic, then suddenly they start sending you pictures of like them dressed up as your characters. Might be one of the best. One of the best. And I think I'm going to follow him too. NYCO, New York cosplayer, right? What do we have? One more to do? Or did I just make that up? This person doodles? No. Comic book collector. Just want like a normal person that's following comics. It's really hard to find actually in this Mega Super Monster Club. I did like that before. This was 3 hours ago. Let's comment on it. That's quite a sight. And once you start going, like when I do this for the Jar Die brand, I know exactly like what I'm saying. Like I'm a little more fluid. I haven't touched this comic in quite a while. So we're done with the hashtags now. And my alarm should be going off any minute for the 20-minute session. But we're not done. Because remember here, we got to go to, let me go back to my home page. Just refresh a little bit. Sometimes when you're doing this and you've hit the right tags, you're going to find people that are following you during that session. The biggest times that happens is when you're finding the tags that have just been posted within the last 30 minutes, if you can do that. And it is possible to do that. If it's a fresh tag and there's fresh people, they're still online on their sessions and they've seen that Secret Forces has engaged with them. But since I'm choosing some tags here for my comic, it's going to take a few days for this to really get moving, right? But you can see the process here. So the next 5 is the third 5, because we've just done the 2 5s. Third 5 is engage on 5 posts in my feed. So this is inside my feed of maybe comics that I'm already following. I'm going to try not to comment on, well, I like Dean, so I'm going to go ahead and comment. I'm breaking my own. Looking good, Dino. The drawing machine. I don't want to see, this is the problem that I did with my own comic, was a lot of artists were following me. I don't want that. I mean, I'll take it, but they're already making their own comics, so they're not really super fans of my comics. I want people that are like, who is this person? This person is a screenwriter, digital storyteller that followed my comic, right? So I'm going to go in and look at his page, or I'm just going to engage with the most recent post that he did, right? And look at that. I mean, he is a screenwriter and digital storyteller from Norway. Very pleasant looking chap. Who knows? Maybe he'll want to make a comic book movie or not. So there's going to be a lot of comics in here, which is and whatever the hell. What the heck? That's a sponsored ad for a chalk strap. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Oh boy. See, that's a what I just did there was a rabbit hole, right? And unfortunately, I have a lot of artists on here, so I don't have a lot to interact with that is not artists. So I'm just kind of looking through, to try to find anybody that's not an artist. 11 hours ago. Great graphic design. It's very generic, but whatever. Okay, tattoo artist. Here's someone that was probably reading my comic. I'm just going to go ahead and like it. Always have to take time for yourself. The idea here is that we're commenting on 5 at least. And I'm having a hard time here because there's too many artists on this comics page. I want people that just want to read comics. And that's tough because this follower count that I had before was all artists. That's the biggest problem here. We don't want that. Creative Gray. I know most of these names actually. It's tough. Here we go. Travel and adventure. The best things in life. Any more. Let's see. Artist. It'll take a while for me to fix this account actually, to get new people. But I haven't done the 555 on this account. So hopefully we'll get some new followers here this week based on what I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm going to call that done because my feed is just pretty much full of nothing but other artists, which is quite an example of a problem that most independent comics have. This is a good one here. Okay, so we've accomplished it. Now, go back and we're going to do post your post or video. Now, in this case, I've set up a new video. Time for a new adventure. And I'm not even going to tag this. I'm going to let the algorithm do its thing. Share this post right now. It's shared. Now I'm going to do the next 2. So I've posted my 1 post. Now the 2 is I'm going to follow 2 interesting people based on the topics or tags. Now I remember I wrote down the cat reads. I want her. I want to follow that. She reads trash and treasure and full of hot takes. That's a good follow. And I'm going to do comics and cereal. Now we've done that. That's 2. I could follow more, but I'm not going to do it for the sake of this video. Start 1 conversation per day. Now this is tricky, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my followers, And I'm going to just go ahead and find the most recent follow. And it is this person here, the Ink Nerd Art. I'm going to follow back because they are following me. And it is an artist, so, but hopefully they still like good science fiction comics. And I'm going to message and say, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Hope you dig. Hope you like. More coming soon. So I've started one conversation. That's all I need to do. If I look through and see like who else has followed, follow back. This is another artist. I'm not going to follow this other artist back because again, I'm trying to fine tune the readership a little bit. I like that other artists like my art, but I want to cultivate real readers in this new thing that I'm doing. So now I'm going to save or share 2 posts per day based on the topic that I've went through. And I think what I'm going to do now is, and I'm 37 minutes into this session, I have not left the app. Instagram by this time is loving me and they're like, wow, he's a super user. He's on here. He has not left. And I'm doing everything very deliberately, which is great. Right around this time, actually, because I just posted my reel. My reel is going to start going into people's feeds as suggested. Now, let's just go into here. And what I'm going to do is save or share at least 2 posts based on my topics. So I'm going to go to Ancient Aliens. And I'm just going to go ahead and filter this to the recent posts. And I thought I liked the one that I liked. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the stories. If only they knew it was all. And again, we're a fictional comic, so we can kind of lean into the story here, a little bit. So I'm going to put that on the story, share that. I'm actually going to save this one too. I don't have any collections yet. I just want to call it Sci-Fi Inspiration. So I have my save folder set up. I didn't even have a save folder for this one, right? So I've saved one from Ancient Aliens. Now I'm going to move on to G.I. Joe. And we're going to go ahead and still the best. Not really, but Now I've shared 2 things from my interest. And at this point, we're done. Hey, so I wanted to pop back in here real fast because I forgot to show this to you, but when I click the little heart here, you can see that I've already started to get some fresh engagement, and the algorithm loves that in that 30-minute session. So I'm going to go ahead and click the heart icon. You can see that not only on the little Captain America post, it's not only the person that made it liked my comment, but other people in that comment thread liked my comment as well. So people are seeing the name of my comic. That will lead to more engagement. It might not lead to those people following my comic, but what it's going to do is it's going to tell Instagram, like, people like this, like things like that, and they'll start feeding me into feeds of these people, right? So you're going to start to see, as you're doing this more and more, you're going to start to see this activity really kickstart. But I've had no activity on this, and you can see all of these replies already. So the more you do this, the more engagement that you're going to see inside of your account. Almost every time you refresh it like that, there's a new somebody liking the comment that you made. Because you got to remember that people are posting on the social platforms because they want their content to be seen and engaged with too. So when you are, as an artist or a creator, are engaging with them in an authentic way, they want to know more about you. And that's the real secret behind this formula. You're putting the machine to work for you instead of falling down random rabbit holes. So that's the actual process. It's really fun. If you want to know exactly how I know that this works, I've got some other videos here on the channel that you can check out. As always, I hope you're staying encouraged out there. I hope you're drawing every day, and I'll see you back here in the next video.